Do you want to know how to read your opponent? You want to know what your opponent's going to do next in the fight? Well, that's exactly what we're going to teach you in this video. Wouldn't it be dope if you had an advantage? You can kind of be like a mind reader. You know exactly what your opponent is going to do, and then you can go ahead and deal with it accordingly. Well, let's get right into it. What's going on, guys? Your boy, Coach Anthony, trainer of champions. I work with world champions, former world champions, world title contenders, national amateur champions, Olympians, MMA fighters at the Bellator and the UFC level. You name them, I've worked with them, and now I'm here to work with you. All right, so we're going to go over different ways that you can read your opponent so you know exactly what they're going to do. But this is a very important video, and you don't want to miss any of the tips that I'm going to give you in this video, because if you miss one, then you're going to be the one paying the price. So make sure you stick around for the whole thing. And the last tip I'm going to give you is going to be major. I'm talking about course material. I literally could sell the last one, but I'm going to give it to you guys today. So let's get right into it. All right, so we got world-class professional fighter, Fast Eddie Chambers here, somebody who has fought 48 professional fights. So I think you know a thing or two about reading your opponent or knowing exactly what they're going to do. But let me give you guys a disclaimer. This isn't like the end-all, be-all video, all right? Like, you're not going to watch this video and be like, oh, I know everything now. I don't have anything else to study. That's it. What it is, what it is. Like, there's a lot that goes into this. There's a lot of things that you have to understand. Boxing is about variables. There's different situations, and there's no one perfect science to this. This is like depending on who you're dealing with, and you also have to be well-schooled. You have to understand defense completely, have good footwork, have a good offensive arsenal. You need to have the fundamentals and the experience and the skill set down for all this stuff to really happen in a way where you can totally execute it. However, these are just some general ideas. So I'm sure this is a topic that we can come back to and touch on. So don't think this is the end all be all. I just want to make sure you guys understand that, but we're going to get into right now. So if I'm boxing Eddie, now this is a funny one, because I said to Eddie, unfortunately, you might have to get hit in this situation to kind of know what your opponent's going to do. So let's say Eddie's popping a jab at my stomach, to my stomach, right? And let's say he sees I'm doing that, right? We're boxing, right? So now he knows that he's going to go ahead and set something up, and bang, catches me with that hook, right? Let's just say he did that. He caught me with the nice hook off the setup. You know what I mean? So why do I get set up like that? For you guys who want to know, for you guys who are new to the channel, I've taught this so much in the past, but for you new guys, right? If I reach for the jab, I expose myself, which in turn puts him in position for a hook, okay? It's a very traditional counter. You could do it to the head as well. He pops a jab to the head, I go to parry, and boom, he catches me. That's why you never want to fully extend when you're going to block a jab. Let's say he does that a few times off the jab, and now he catches me, bang. Now, of course, under the impression that I'm an experienced boxer, because experienced boxers get caught with this shot. Don't think that this is a shot that only rookies get hit with. It's all about luring your opponent to sleep. That's why we constantly talk about the jab being the most important punch in boxing. If I'm boxing Eddie, this jab is setting up so many different things. I'm finding range. I'm using it as a defensive tool. I'm finding it as a setup. The jab is the key, man, at the end of the day. So now I know Eddie got a great jab, and he's looking to set up punches off of the jab. The last thing I want to do in that situation is try to play the mind game with him. Try to play the tit-for-tat game, because now I know he has an arsenal of traps. So as soon as I get caught with a shot like that, first thing first is I'm tightening up the defense. Okay, this guy's good with his stuff. And now I'm going to start to be offensive, because I need him to understand that he can't just set up a trap off of that jab. So now I'm going to step to him and get him to maybe play the defense game a little bit. We talk about the 5 line of defense. If you guys haven't checked that video out, it'll be up there. But one of the lines of defense is your offense. And a great way to stop a guy from setting you up with the jab is to be very offensive, very aggressive. Get that guy to say, okay, now I have shots to worry about. You see a lot of guys get caught because they try to just play this tit-for-tat game, and the guy that they're boxing happens to be a better boxer. Don't let that be you. Make sure that you understand the adjustment that needs to get made in that situation. That's why I'm telling you guys, this video is not an end-all, be-all, because there's so many other shots and setups and situations. But this particular one right here is a good one to understand that if you're boxing a slick boxer, a smart boxer, you don't want that guy to get that brain revving up, right? You want to try to stop that as soon as possible. You want to stop this before it starts. Woo, pardon my language, right? You want to stop it before it starts, because if you let that build up, you're going to be falling for traps all night, man. You're going to be getting hit with all types of shot, man. I mean, I could show you videos of Floyd Mayweather doing it to a bunch of guys and stuff, utilizing that good jab. So that's one way, man. Collect the data and make sure you make the adjustment immediately. All right, so if this video has been providing you value so much, man, you know, I looked at the analytics, Eddie, and can you believe that there's a huge percentage of people that they're not even subscribed? Like, I don't even know how you guys land on this channel and you're not subscribed. You know, in 2024, the game right now that we're going to be giving you guys and the kind of content, you want to be subscribed. You want to be one of the first people to get this type of information, okay? We're giving real boxing education, and we're really in the paint. We're really in the field doing this. You're talking about a world-class professional fighter. I'm currently working with world-class boxers in real time, and I'm still out here making these videos so you guys can learn boxing the right way. All I ask is that you hit that subscribe button, share this with somebody who might need it, and also hit that like. All right, let's get into it. All right, so this one right here, as promised, the footwork, reading your opponent. Now, this is something that was crossing my mind, and I said, damn, how simple is this? But people don't really talk about it too much, right? So if I'm boxing Eddie and he is circling to the outside of my jab, well, let's just keep it orthodox versus orthodox and southpaw versus southpaw. And I'm going to give something for the southpaw versus the orthodox as well. But he's circling to the right. As you can see, when he circles to that right, everything from that position, from that direction, okay, is going to be defensive or countering or kind of like a trap of some sort. Okay, and I have a video, 2 videos that I've done in the past called Positions, and I'm going to link those videos. If they're not linked up here, they'll be in the description, okay? But very important very important video talking about positions in boxing. So for instance, I talk about the 3 positions in those videos, where if you're in the 3rd position, which is kind of placing your body on that back leg, right? Because position 1 is kind of in the center. You got this right here, kind of leaning on your back foot, and then you got the lead foot where you're kind of right here, right? When I'm here on that back leg, I'm really playing the defensive counter-punching game, because I don't want to fully commit to nothing. I want to lure the opponent to come at me. So it's very similar to that, except that we're circling and we're using the footwork now. So now Eddie's moving. Now he can stop and bang and he can hit me, but he's not really going to be pressing the action. Now, when he decides that he's ready to commit, he's going to have 2 options now. He can either press, right, and he can let his hands go once he gets there, or he can work his way around by stepping to his lead side, which for him would be his left, and he could jab his way around to set up shots that way. Bang, 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 bang. All those things can happen offensively now, okay? Now, had he been southpaw versus orthodox, very similar. He's southpaw. When he decides to go this direction, everybody talks about the southpaw shouldn't circle this way against the righty and vice versa. But it all depends. It all depends on what's happening. We talk about this in true depth and how to box the opposite stance course that we made years ago. That's probably one of the most informative courses that I've ever created with Eddie. And you guys can still get that, all right? But anyway, we're going to give you some game right now. When he's circling this way, it's the same idea. He's playing the defensive game and he's trying to set traps. There's a bunch of different traps that can be set. I'm not going to go over them, but he's not being offensive minded. When I say offensive minded, I mean aggressively offensive. Okay, because he's still being offensive minded if he's setting an offensive trap. Now, if he's going to go ahead and be offensive minded, chances are he's either going to come to punch right to me from the middle right here. He's going to let the hands go, or he's going to try to beat the lead foot, right? We all know that the lead foot beats the lead foot when you're boxing the opposite stance. Well, I shouldn't say everybody knows that. If you're new to the channel, congratulations. I just gave you a freebie, right? But if you already knew this, I'm assuming you know this. I forget that some people don't know this stuff. But let's just say I'm boxing Eddie and he decides that he wants to get around me. Well, guess what? This foot has to beat my foot. And now if he throws a left hand lead down the pipe, let's say he beats the left hand down the line, bang, and now he's going to go this way so he could cut an angle and then he can get more work done. You see what I'm trying to say? Now, if he wants to work his way around me with a jab, it's the same thing. He has to jab his way around me. So when he decides that he's going to be offensive, which is punch, with aggression, with intent, to let the guy know I'm going to be first, I'm going to be the one doing the punching here, he's going that direction, which would be his right, or he's stepping right to me. Okay, if he decides I'm gonna set a trap of some sort, you know what I'm saying? Then he's gonna go the other direction. So why do I bring that up? So let's go orthodox versus orthodox. Why do I bring that up? Because you can have an idea of where your opponent's mind is at based off how they're circling. Okay, so if I'm boxing Eddie, we're trying to figure things out. He's going this way. Okay, he's trying to be smart. He's concerned with what I'm going to do. So what he's doing is he's circling that way to see if I could commit to something that he can counter me on. If we go out and Eddie starts off with a good stiff jab and he just starts working, I know, okay, he's looking to press and he's looking to be the dictator in the situation, which in turn I have to make the adjustment. Do I want to go ahead and go blow for blow? Do I want to play the defensive game, or do I want to do what Eddie did initially when he steps that aggressive? Do I want to go ahead and set the trap and circle away and try to set him up and lure him for that kind of thing? So the whole point of this is it all depends on your skill set, your ability, what you're able to execute, the training methods that you've had over the years, and how your natural inclinations work in a real live situation. These all, and your experience and your coaching and all this stuff matters. But for the most part, you have decisions to make. There's no one right answer for none of this, just so you guys know. It all comes down to decision making and what works for you. We've talked about this so many times. We give you the paint brushes and we give you the canvas, but you got to paint the picture. I give you the jab, the cross, the hook, the uppercuts, the slips, the rolls, the defensive techniques. However, I can't tell you what to do in what situation. Or I can, but you need to have your own idea of how you like to approach things, and a lot of this shit comes with going through it, you know what I'm saying, and doing it, and learning yourself. And these are very important things, and that's why experience is so important. You see what I'm saying? And that's why you have to be self-aware and know where you are in your journey before you go ahead and take the leap and do certain things. Damn, that was a lot. I know that was a lot. For some of you guys who don't think that was a lot, you need to watch this again and pay attention, because we just gave you a lot. All right, that's something for you guys to understand. And guys, for you guys who's wondering, what are these sweaters about? $1 million mitts, guys. The mitt work course is coming out soon. A lot of you guys know that I've been known for holding mitts for the very beginning of my journey, to the point where I've worked with some of the best fighters in the world because of my mitt work skills. And now I'm unleashing all the secrets, and either the course is out or it's coming out. I'm not sure when we drop this particular video, but just know $1 million mitts is going to be the one answer for all you trainers out there who want to be super nice at the mitts. And of course, if you're an athlete, if you're a boxer, if you are a coach and you want to pick my brain on a deeper level, go to CoachAnthonyBoxing.com. Eddie and I got over probably 16 courses and more coming. You definitely want to go ahead and grab all of them, because there's so much information for you guys to learn. You guys already know the deal. CoachAnthonyBoxing.com, boxing life. All right, and also, guys, I know I talk a lot about going to the website and checking out the courses and whatnot, but we also got some free stuff in the description, man. So make sure you guys go to the description. I got a bunch of free stuff in there. So if you guys want some freebies, make sure you guys go to the description. All you're going to have to do is drop your email in there, and you guys are hooked up.